Beyond the podcast of 1984. Beyond the podcast of 1984. Beyond the podcast of 1984.
Wowee, man. Hey, it's me, the bizarre alien from outer space. Welcome back to Beyond the podcast of 1984. I have lost track of the episodes. Honestly, man, I was just going through the episodes, and I don't know which one this is. I will say, well, I know what episode this is. This is the season finale. Last episode for season 2, man. It's been a long time coming. So here we are. And I do apologize to my dear producer, but this is it's not the end of the show. It's just the end of this season. And I wanted to do this a while ago, but a whole bunch of crap has happened. Like for instance, it was almost 2 weeks ago. No, it was a little over 2 weeks ago that I had COVID. It literally came out of nowhere. But I will say I'm grateful I didn't have respiratory problems. But it was just kind of freaky because as soon as I found out, I was really sick. I'm having brain farts right now, and I'd like to blame the aftermath of COVID. I've been really, really tired the last few days, and I kind of a hard time thinking. But the funny thing is, if you listen to my show, and I didn't even tell you this, you probably think this guy always has a hard time thinking. So anyways, I'm much better now. I tested positive, like, what was it? I don't know, 9 days ago, because I took 2 different home tests at 2 different times. Anyways, I'm back. I had all these plans for the so-called final episode of season 2, and I didn't do it, and it doesn't matter. There's going to be a lot of great stuff coming up on the next episode, but yeah, I was dealing with COVID, and while I was quarantining myself from my roommate, I watched a lot of movies, man. I caught up on a lot of freaking movies, and then had a great time. It was really interesting. My cats hung out with me because thankfully cats can't get COVID, or so they say. But my kitties hung out with me, and I watched a lot of movies. I finally got off my butt, started watching the Criterion Godzilla Showa. I don't know how you pronounce it. Showa, I guess. Blu-ray collection that I got like over a year ago. So yeah, I started watching that. And unfortunately, when I got up to Mothra vs. Godzilla on disc 2, which was what was it? I don't remember. Anyways, I got to that movie, and there was like these weird lines in the movie, like going at the top of the screen, almost looked like a weird kind of staticky, and it was really annoying me. So I went online, and long story short, I found out that that particular disc with the 3 films, that and a couple other movies, all of them were screwy like that. I was like, wow, that's really great that Toho, couldn't send a better print. Anyways, I contacted Criterion because a lot of people were talking about it. I went to Reddit, and there's people talking about it. They're like, yeah, this disc is, it's not the disc, it's the quality. And that's like, that just really ticked me off. Well, anyways, I contacted Criterion, and the guy was really cool. He got hold of me the next day because I asked him. I said I had heard supposedly this is like the only, the quality that you guys got from them. And he said, yeah, unfortunately. The guy was really cool and everything. All the other discs are apparently fine, but it kind of sucks. But the nice thing is I have this older Godzilla set, so I just begrudgingly went upstairs. I didn't really want to walk around too much because every time I'd go in the kitchen to make something, I kept, I'd clean off everything as good as I could with like spraying vinegar on stuff and wiping it down, and wearing a sock on my hand when I open the front door to check the mail. But anyways, I was kind of disappointed, but thankfully, and that's another reason why I laugh when people get they get all their movies on the latest format. Like, yeah, I got all my movies on 4K now, and I threw out all my DVDs and my Blu-rays, and a long time ago I threw away my VHS tapes. Well, that's fine and dandy, but no, I love Godzilla. I've never gotten rid of any of my Godzilla DVDs. I did get rid of my VHS, but that was like 20 something years ago. Anyhow, so I started watching the other movies on the older DVDs. And then I recently had kind of a shock because I was upstairs looking at all my Godzilla Blu-rays, and apparently I do not own Godzilla vs. Biollante. I thought I did. I'm like, oh crap, one I don't have on Blu-ray because I got everything else. But anyway, so I'm gonna hopefully get that soon because I was just like, oh wow, I got it on DVD though. So anyways, yeah, I watched a lot of movies. I watched Sir Michael Caine's film Pulp. Watched, like I just mentioned, Godzilla movies. I did break down. I used Amazon Prime and I finally saw it, man. Oh, wow. Finally saw Furiosa. And I got to do another Mad Max episode sometime, and I'm going to, and I really want to talk about this movie. But me personally, I really enjoyed it. It's taken a while to sink in. I've been doing a lot of research on it, just looking up stuff about the characters in it. And I got to tell you, I really liked it. I will say Fury Road is a lot more exciting, but you know what? I think Furiosa was fantastic, and it makes me really sad, and I regret that I did not see it on the big screen. I should have really tried, but I'm really happy that I finally get the film. I really enjoyed it, and I ended up getting a book, the films of, what was it called? The Films of Mad Max or something. It covers all 5 films, and it's a beautiful book. It's like a Bible. It's hardcover, and I was like, oh yeah. Mad Max for life, man. But I watched a lot of movies. I finally watched, I got a steel book like, a year and a half ago or so, a movie called Kin, which was really cool. Yeah. So, pretty much just watching a ton of movies, man. Not a whole lot going on. I finally, after like 3 weeks, been playing my guitar again a lot. Just going really crazy on that. And unfortunately found out, it was right before I got COVID, I found out that my adapter for my Dr. Boss is pretty much dead. Because I was going to rock out one night, and Boss was playing for about 30 seconds, and all of a sudden it turns off, and I'm like, what? And the freaking wire, it's just like, great. So I was kind of bummed out about that. I got to get a new adapter for it. That sucks, but I got to, man. But yeah, I've been playing my guitar a lot. Hung out with my buddy Adam last weekend as, trying to figure out my digital 4-track. So I've been really wanting to do new Earwig stuff, and also some other, like musical stuff and comedy crap and stuff like that. And Sunday, appeared. It is funny because by the time you guys all hear this, it's going to be really old news. You'll have already heard about it, but hey, if you like the show and you're just curious what I've been up to. So, I was on another episode of Meaningful Times with Mean Dave. And it was fantastic. It was Andy from Captain Three Leg again, Paul from Godstomper, and of course the great Meaningful David, long for Mean Dave. And it was a lot of fun. We talked about our bands and what DIY means to us and the definition of it. And then the second half we talked about Kurt Cobain, and I thought that was pretty moving. But it was a really fun episode. And if I ever get off my butt and get this double LP together, which I still haven't done squat, I have found more tapes and stuff. So, that's the only progress I made. And it's really funny. It'd be really funny if by the time this episode comes out, if I actually get the LP together. Because it could. I don't, because I know, Tim, you're pretty busy, man. But you're pretty fast with this. And I think it's awesome. And I'm sorry that I took so long with this. I just, like I say, dealing with COVID, and then dealing with, I've been dealing with financial crap. But I love doing this show. I really do. I think it's very therapeutic for me. It's very fun. Right now, well, I'm probably never really focused. I'm trying to be more focused. I'm trying to be more coherent. like I say, like a subject matter I'm talking about, and trying not to fall off the subject, and then forgetting about what I was talking about and then trying to get back to it. I'm trying not to do that so much, it's kind of hard, but, yeah. So, God, what else has been going on? I'm still, doing my job. I've been watching season 9 of Married with Children. I think I'm probably almost halfway through that, and it's gonna be sad when it's over with because I love that show, man. I've been a fan of Married with Children. I think I first saw it back in like '89. It's always been a joy to me. I love that show. It's ridiculous. It makes fun of everybody, and then people are like, "Oh, that show is so offensive." Yeah, it was. It made fun of everybody. But if you also notice that Al Bundy, he's a total a-hole. But he usually loses in the end. But in the long run, he loves his family, even though they're all a bunch of, losers pretty much. But I love that show. So I don't really care. I like what I like. Wham, wham, wham. But, yeah. What else? I don't know. I'm really happy though. I found out, you don't want to talk about movies here, is I got the Coffin Joe set very early. What was it? No, did I get it this year or last year? September, December. I can't remember. But anyways, I had pre-ordered it. Arrow had a pre-order on it, and this was quite a while ago. And it was like $90 if you pre-ordered it. So I did because, I dreamed of a Coffin Joe set. And then they announced, I'm like, oh my God. So I pre-ordered it. Arrow put it out, but I pre-ordered it from Diabolic DVD, who's awesome. Hey, guys. And I was watching Awakening of the Beast. And then about half an hour into the movie, all of a sudden there's no subtitles. And I'm like, what? And much like the Criterion Godzilla set, which I didn't know about the problem with the second disc on that, is I went online and, long story short, I found out that there had been a screw up in every single copy of that particular Blu-ray. Yeah, 33 minutes into the film, all of a sudden there's no English subtitles. So I ended up like, what could I do? I talked to Arrow and they were cool and everything, but then I didn't really hear much. They're just like, yeah, thanks for the support and all this. And I'm like, hey man, I'm just trying to find out, is there any way, I can get a replacement, please? So what I did is, I talked to him off and on, and I took screenshots because luckily, I have an account with Diabolic DVD. And then, of course, my information. And what was really cool, and I gave my address. I said, well, just in case if this works out, here's my address. All of a sudden, boom, out of nowhere, it was like less than a week later, I got a replacement. I was like, wow, man, you guys are awesome. That's one thing I want to do right here. I want to shout out to Arrow for being really cool. Get me a new copy of that. And also always thanks to Criterion, because I think it was like last year I got the Zatoichi, the Blind Swordsman Blu-ray collection. And one of the discs was really glitchy. And unfortunately, I got it through Amazon, so there's nothing they could do because it was like months later. You have a 30-day warranty. And anyhow, Criterion were really awesome. And I had to take a picture of the disc and everything, but no, they were really cool, man. They sent me a new one, and I'm very grateful. It worked beautifully. So seriously, if you want to order movies, it's best to try to order from the companies directly if you can. And if you don't, like Diabolic DVD, just make sure you're like a member or whatever. You have an account with them and everything. But those guys are all really cool people and everything. And I didn't actually have to talk to Diabolic DVD. It was just Arrow. But anyhow, so that really made me happy. That to me is really awesome service. Very cool for their fans, and I really respect you guys. And I'm a movie junkie, man. I'm a big time movie junkie, and sometimes it drives me a little crazy. So I think if I was like a millionaire, I'd probably go nuts. And I've dreamed of going into the Criterion closet, like, oh yeah, pick what you want. I'd be like, oh God. It's like, can I have like 2 giant shopping carts worth of films, man? Because, yeah, Criterion's awesome, man. One of these days, I should do an episode. Maybe I'll do an episode just talking about my Criterion collection. I don't have a million of their films, but I've got quite a few. A lot of DVDs and some Blu-rays. But I love their quality. I've got an old I don't remember if it's a Janus. I got this Japanese, I think it's called The Horror That Came to Shigoku or something like that, and it's really badass. It's got 4 Japanese films. They're not all horror, but anyways, it's a beautiful set. Really pretty cool packaging. Kind of, I don't want to say generic, but just very simple. Bunch of stuff. But yeah, I'm really tired right now. And, I know this is probably a very uninspiring episode, but like I said, I've been zoned out a lot. I'm usually tired a lot, especially later at night, but because of COVID, the after.
You're still afraid?
Stop it now! I mean it!
He's coming to get you, Barbara.
Stop it! You're ignorant!
He's coming for you, Barbara.
Stop it! You're acting like a
He's
child!
coming for you. Look, here he comes.
Now he'll hear
Here he
you!
comes now. I'm getting out of here, PCA. Tune in to PCA's Podcast Weekly on Beyond the Podcast of 1984. BTP 1984.com. Beyond the Podcast of 1984.
Beyond the Podcast of 1984.
The after, is that the right word? Aftermath. It's kind of hard to think clearly, but I really been wanting to do this episode, and I apologize to you, buddy. I know I'm talking a fourth wall here to my pal Tim. That I'm sorry I didn't get this to you a lot sooner. I am planning on starting on season 3 very soon, and season 3 is going to be a total blast. I'm trying to plan out stuff. I've got some episodes planned out. I'm not going to say anymore what they are. I'm just going to do them so you can listen to them if you want. And I'm trying to figure, like I said, my brain's just kind of going jugs. But the website, which I have not been to in a while, I need to go to it. But of course, there's probably not any comments or anything right now, which is understandable because that hasn't been mentioned till this season. What was it? BTPO1984.buzzsprout. Yeah, that's the name. I actually remembered it. Wow. But that's where you can go and leave comments, questions, good, bad, words, whatever, man. We'd love to hear from you. And we got buttons too. We already mentioned that in an older episode. So anyways, I'm gonna do my best. I'm trying to promote all this stuff. In August last month, which just passed, kind of bums me out a little bit. It was my band, the Earwigs, 34th anniversary, and I did not do squat except send my buddy, Mr. Tim, a bunch of old logos for to get some buttons. So if anybody's interested, knows, let me know. They've probably been out, because by the time you hear this, you time travelers out there, it's like, oh, they've been out for a while now. I'm just hearing this episode. Well, yeah, because I'm kind of a slowpoke. And for those who just get on here, oh yeah, this is a radio show now. This is a radio show. Like, yo, for those who are just joining us, you're in the middle of the season 2 finale of Beyond the Podcast of 1984. And I'm sitting here in my diaper watching dancing teapots and androgynous women dance around and something like that. I don't even know what I'm talking about. Something I am seeing on the television. Oh, with dancing, singing, furniture, apparently, but it's on mute, so I can't hear it, and maybe that's a good thing. But, yeah, man, just, this whole year dealing with health issues, dealing with issues of health. Wow. And for the last several months, I've been reading Howard Zinn's The People's History of the United States, which is a really incredible book. It's definitely an eye-opener. Makes me more disgusted by a lot of things in this country. This foul, man, foul. And I must apologize for my demeanor here. I'm just, like I said, I've been really tired lately, but I'm trying to do stuff, man. Ate some cereal earlier, which I'm not doing anymore. My stomach got really upset, and for hours it was really upset, and I've just been really, excuse me, oh my goodness, ew. Oh, is that gonna get cut out, man? I hope not. I just got assimilated by alien monster. Duh. But anyways, yeah, if you're experiencing health issues and, you shouldn't be eating certain things or drinking certain things, it's probably a good idea to take that advice. I mean, I know it's easier to just go, I don't care. And the thing is, I do care, but I thought, I've ate all the cereal before and I've had no problems. But for some reason, I had some earlier and my stomach got really, really upset. And I felt horrible for hours. And I got to work and I just wanted to take a nap. I mean, I'm not kidding. I laid down and I almost conked out because I did not feel good, man. I felt like garbage. Just my stomach, But, God. And of course, now being September, the last 2 weeks, the sun's been going down a lot earlier now. It kind of makes me sad because I'm like, what the flip did I do this summer? Did I do anything? And it's going from like being really super hot to kind of cooling off. I mean, yesterday was really hot. I actually appreciated it. I liked it. I'm not a big fan of like super heat, but just, I don't know, because I was just thinking, eventually it's going to get really cold again. It's going to be a lot of rain, slush, snow, all that crud. And wow, man. But yeah, sun's going down a lot earlier now. And just, that's part of the changes of, Earth and nature and all that. But it's just, it makes me think about my own life. I'm getting older. I'm getting really gray in the face. Still haven't met my dream lady. I wish I would. Still no dreams about her, which kind of makes me sad, but I think about her every day, so I don't know. And then you hope, before you go to sleep, if you think about something enough, you have a dream. But I've learned if you don't really think about something, a lot of times you'll have a dream about whatever it is you're not thinking about. Does that even make any sense? I don't make any sense, man. Maybe we could get like a music interruption here or something by the earwigs. I don't know. Wow. But yeah, my brain is just going ding, 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 la, 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 la. And, yeah, I don't know, man. Time's going by really fast. And just kind of up to the usuals as usuals, hanging out with my cats. Drink a lot of bubbly. Since I can't drink beer anymore. I need to actually figure out when did I find out I was diabetic, because I think it was the first day I found out. The same night I drank beer, and then the next day that was it, because I was like, never again, and I haven't touched it since. It's been months. But honestly, I don't know. I don't remember. It's been about, I keep thinking it's like 5 months. Probably hasn't been that long. But, yeah. So this is I feel like I'm doing a comedy show. You're doing comedy and you're trying to be funny and you're not really getting anybody's attention. I don't know if, I'm probably not impressing anybody out there listening to this, but hey, if you're laughing, if you're enjoying this, then I thank you very much, man. So thanks. And I do want to extend my gratitude to everybody that's been really cool to me, you know, and like your kind words always to my family and my friends and my kitty cats who give me so much love every day, man. Come home and they're waiting for me and makes me really happy, you know. But I keep saying but and and they're not the only person, man. You just watch. I've watched some interviews of people and I laugh because the people are constantly going, what, kind of like what I'm doing right now. I probably would be more excited if I wasn't so tired. But yeah, I'm just, wow. They call this the sleepy episode. We call it Rumpelstiltskin, something dumb like that. But anyways, so yeah, I'm pretty excited. I mean, not really excited. Is that even the right dog? I don't know if I want to say I'm excited that this is the last episode of this particular, you know, season 2. It's kind of funny that it's even called season 2 because it's not a TV show. But anyways, so yeah, there's a lot of stuff playing out for the next one. But I don't know. I think there's been a lot of cool episodes here, and hopefully people enjoyed them. And you know, much like all my heroes before me, I hope that maybe I inspire somebody. And I know there's like 10 billion podcasts out there, but honestly, I don't care anymore. It's like just having fun and appreciate the opportunity to do this. I know I probably say that in every episode. And if it's kind of dragging on, man, I could just cut this short right now, which I'm going to cut this out in a couple of minutes. But, because I don't know, this episode's not really weird. It's not manic. But I've got a lot on my mind. You know, I'm dealing with some other crap and a little bit of sadness over some dumb things. But that's usually how I am. You know, I'm kind of a sensitive guy. And don't forget Boy in Love's song, Sensitivity is Ignorance. I almost agree with it because it sucks. Sometimes I wish I didn't have any sensitivity, but I do. I was born this way. I'll probably die this way. And I've gotten rarely anybody said that sensitivity is good. I got one dear friend, she said that. I appreciate you. I don't know if you're ever even going to hear my show. I doubt it, but if you do, I hope that you enjoy it. But, oh well. Probably not. But that's cool, man. Just zoned out. Dead silence in the world. Sky is black. I'm sure there's a scattering of stars about. Who knows? Maybe even a planet is visible up there. But yeah. Other than all what I've talked about, not a whole lot going on, man. It sounds like a late night radio show, huh? But you know, life is interesting, and it's like. It's what I like to call the show Beyond the Podcast in 1984. I love the word beyond because you think, what's beyond? You know, when I was a lot younger, I lived in Idaho, and this is going to be one of my last things before I get out of here, end this episode, is when I lived in Idaho with my grandparents and all our dogs and cats and horses and chickens and all that. Right there, right outside the big wide window, you could see across the freeway, and there's this big, beautiful mountain. And I always wondered what was beyond that mountain. I always pictured a huge spaceship coming out from the clouds, or a distant land with something just incredible, you know. And I think about that a lot. And I'll never forget when I was, you know, during that time. Also, I'd be in my room, like half asleep, and you'd hear the sounds like. Really late at night, like the logger trucks going down the freeway, and you hear that brrr. That was just freaking incredible, man. It's like one of my favorite memories, but it was just so magical, and it's like feels like yesterday. And this was back in this is like 34 years ago, so kind of makes me sad too. You know what I mean? It's like life, man, and I don't want any regrets, man. So I always want to thank people for all your kind words and. Big thanks to Tim. I love you, brother. And Adam, you're a good dude. I love you too, man. All my friends, Greg, Jarrett, Aurelia, you're awesome. John, Mean Dave, thank you so much for having me on your show again. All you guys kick my ass. You guys are awesome. I love you guys. And, of course, thanks again. It's been quite a while, but, well, at least by the time this episode comes out, but Heavy Hole Podcast, my old buddy Will. And you guys will have gotten all your packages way after this episode has come out. So I hope you enjoy everything. Working on new earwig stuff. Trying to figure out my guitar, trying to figure out how to record that on the digital 4-track, but yeah, I'm working on new stuff, trying to get stuff together. I'm being slow, but it's happening. So just want to thank everybody. I really appreciate your kind words and the love and the support, and especially to the very special people in my life that always compliment me and have nothing nice to say, even when I kind of trash on myself. That means so much to me. I love you very much. So until this is it for this episode. So man, like I said, the next season is going to start out a lot sooner. It's going to be crazy. It's going to be fun. It's going to be more upbeat than this. I'm probably going to be more awake. So it's definitely it's going to be more exciting, man. It's going to be the Bizarre Alien. This is just the Bizarre Alien in near sleep mode. So, hey, man, thanks for listening to the show, and check out the website. Please leave your comments. We'd love to hear from you. Like I said, we got buttons, too. And until next time, stay sick, take care. Don't forget to change your underwear, and keep the filth. Keep watching the skies. And as always, if my purple-haired dream woman is out there, I've been waiting for you for a very long time. Maybe I'll see you, maybe I won't, but at least you're in my dreams, my heart, so that's something. And always a big love to my kitty cats, too. Thanks for being there, you fuzzy brats. So anyways, everybody, thanks for listening to the show. And I like to say we'll see you next time. Well, I can't see you. But anyways, whatever we do, yeah, we'll be back. This has been the Bizarre Alien Beyond the Podcast of 1984, season finale of season 2. And I'm currently being hypnotized by a very beautiful opera singer. Holy smoke. Sorry, you're not as beautiful as my girl, but you are beautiful. Okay, anyways, I'm out of here. Oh, fa la 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 la. And credits rolling. Produced and edited by Tim Matson, featuring the Indo-Parasitic host, the Bizarre Alien from outer space.
Beyond the podcast of 1984.
Beyond the podcast
What is this?
It's Beyond the Podcast of 1984.
Well? Oh.
It's just BCA.
Better not be. I warn you, for many years, I have been training as an acrobat. Know a lot of tricks.
Well, then show us on btp1984.com.
Of course I wouldn't. Hey! Well.
BCA finds it very hilarious. Maybe you could tune in and listen to the show, btp1984.com.
Sure. What do you think I am? A fake?
Are you a diehard fan of Beyond the Podcast of 1984? Do you want to show off your love for the podcast in style? Well, look no further. Introducing our exclusive podcast merch line. From t-shirts that will make you the envy of all your alien friends, to hats that will keep you looking freaky while repping your favorite podcast. We've got everything you need to take your Beyond the Podcast of 1984 fandom to the next level. So don't wait. Head to btp1984.com now and grab yourself some podcast merch before it's all gone. And remember, wearing BCA's merch will automatically make you funnier and more attractive. Get your Beyond the Podcast of 1984 merch today and join BCA's podcast revolution.